The physicist David Bohm said that matter was condensed light, frozen light. In Sanskrit, there's a very close connection um, between um, words for space, light, or illumination, um, and wisdom. So, for example, the word for ignorance um, literally means the absence of light, darkness. And the crucial component um, of this collection of words is space. So the way, for example, um, it obviously uses the idea of space. That, for instance, someone has cleared a way through the forest or through the jungle, so you can walk unimpeded. Ideas of non-obstruction, of um, freedom to move, and hence freedom in the wider metaphorical sense, are also intrinsically connected to space. But our problem is that when we say space, we're likely to see it in Newtonian terms. So we'll think of space like time as being like a kind of container that we live within, rather than something that lives within us. And it seems to me that Zazen is a way of recovering this embodied, felt sense of space. If we fail to recover it, then we'll always talk in around meditation in Buddhism in psychological terms. So I think it's telling that a kind of subsidiary word from space, awareness, dominates our talk meditation a lot. And that awareness, I think, is thought of, albeit in quite vague terms, in a psychological way. So we have a mental space, as it were, or the space of our awareness is somehow psychological, or within our mental experience somehow, rather than within our whole experience, within our embodiment. So it seems to me that if, when we're meditating, we're not crumpled around the sense of self, then an embodied sense of our spaciousness it becomes eminently achievable. And that phenomenological sense of spaciousness has a number of implications. Firstly, that contrast between body and world isn't fixed in the same way. That contrast between being or matter or body and space, the environment, is much more fluid, and the connection between between space and breath, activated space, energetic space, also becomes clearly embodied. And taking these things into consideration, we can see rather we can feel that underlying our mental chatter, our thoughts, our emotions, our sensations is something very, very subtle. It feels like tremulous, a sort of vibratory aliveness, which one could start to think of in terms of condensed light.